Anyway, well, that's why Link could beat Cloud in the fight. Hey, everybody, what's going on? My name's Jamie Dean, and welcome to another top 10 list here on Sidescrollin. I'm joined once again by my compatriots, Sam and Dom. How you going, fellas?
Pretty much.
I take
What's up?
And we have a completely non-contentious pick for topics tonight. We're doing our top 10 worst gaming purchases anybody on the face of the planet could ever make in their life.
Okay, whoa. You've embellished that to what I did in my list.
Well, no, okay, if you've bought any of these, you're a trash person.
That's basically it. You hand in your gamer card and your gun, and that's
Spoiler alert, I am a trash person.
Well, that was going to be my question is, you know, we talked about this, and it wasn't going to be the top 10 worst gaming purchases that we had ever made. It was just in general. But how many of these on your list are you guilty of?
Look, at least half.
Wow, okay.
And one of them I didn't purchase, but it was purchased for me.
Okay, that old chestnut. Yep.
Yeah. Probably 3/4.
Holy shit! I thought...
Well, I focused on stuff that has impacted me personally, right? Because if it was the worst gaming purchases ever, number one would be Blizzard by whoever at Microsoft bought Blizzard, right? Like that would just be number one. So
I'm one of these people that, like, you know, before I buy anything, I'll read like 10 reviews of that thing to make absolutely sure that the thing I'm buying is all right. So I very rarely make bad gaming purchases. Having said that, I was still surprised at the number on this list that I actually own and have.
But sometimes these things aren't reviewable, or
sometimes they are, and they're just talking shit, as I'll get to when I get there. Anyway, what do we think? How about we go me, Sam, Dom? Does that sound like a good order?
Was that the same order last time? No, Dom wasn't here.
I don't know. That was the last year, Sam.
Sorry, I was thinking of Scott, not Dom. I was thinking of Dom Plus.
How dare you, sir?
All right, here we go. Top 10 worst gaming purchases ever. Number 10. Let's do it.
Hopefully that works. Yeah, it's all good.
That's number 10. I saw a number 10. All right, I'm going first. Number 10. So for my number 10 is actually a little bit of a show and tell. So I've just got to get it. Hang on.
We spent 15 minutes messing. Like, he could have gotten this at any time.
Well, see, I used to get ready and get like organized like half an hour before stream start, and then no other
my number
person
10
would show up.
Is this piece of shit. My number 10 is gaming chairs. Okay? Gaming chairs. So, funny story with this one, right? Fucking hell, this thing sucks. So I was going to buy a chair, get myself a gaming chair, and I talked to my brother about it. If he's watching this, he'll be laughing his ass off right now. And I said, I think about buying a gaming chair, and he was like, Jamie, don't do it, okay? They're shit, just buy an office chair. I was like, yeah, everyone's got a gaming chair. Come on, I'll go and get a gaming chair. It'll be all right. And he's like, you'll regret it. Ash?
You don't feel like you're in a race car in an office chair.
You are right. This is like sitting on a fucking slab of concrete. I've never in my life sat on a thing so uncomfortable as this. Like, it is so hard. I don't know if they're all like this, but when I lean back, I can actually feel the air being pushed out of my lungs.
Yeah, because of course the difference between office chairs and gaming chairs are office chairs you're expected to sit them in all day, whereas gaming chairs you're only in them for 20 minutes and then you're not.
Well, that's 20 fucking agonizing minutes. It's a dog shit. And you know what's worse, right? I bought two of these fucking things. I bought one and was like, Jesus Christ, that's a pile of shit. Let me have another shot at it. The second wasn't any fucking better. This is the second one. It's ridiculous.
It the same brand or?
It was actually, yeah, which is probably my failing there. But they all look the fucking same. They look the same.
The only good gaming chair that I'm aware of is Secret Lab, and they're fucking expensive.
Well, that's it. Unless you want to spend over $1,000 on a fucking chair, right? When you could just duck down to your local office store.
Herman Miller.
It's
I
ridiculous.
mean, Herman Miller are not just gaming chairs. Like, they are just expensive, even for like the office ergonomic ones. But if you need a gaming chair, yeah, they're all dog shit. I got this one because it's cheap. It is a gaming chair, but it was like $200. I'm like, yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to see if I can make it the rest of this fucking video sitting in this chair and see how far I can get before my fucking spine caves.
You know what is cool about my gaming chair? It's the one cool thing about it is
mine can't even do that. It can't even do that. It doesn't do any fucking thing. It's dog shit.
I can recline and do the fat Cartman and South Park thing when they were in the WoW episode.
But like when it goes all the way back, what's the purpose of that? Is it like a sex thing? Like, so just getting what's the purpose? At no point do I think I need to lie down vertically.
I need to lie down while I play this.
Every time I go all the way back, I feel like I'm about to tip the damn thing over. I don't, but yeah.
If you are, for whatever reason, a gaming chair manufacturer and you are watching this, prove me wrong. Send me your fucking gaming chair that you think is comfortable and I'll test it out for you and I'll let you know whether you're full of shit or not. Because
cowards.
This thing's dog shit. All right. My number 10, gaming chairs across the board. Rubbish. Don't invest in it. I've upgraded to a fucking rubber balloon full of air, an exercise ball, and it's more comfortable than this piece of shit.
You're so old, Jamie.
That's my number 10. Go, Sammy.
All right. My number 10 is, of course, fucking Amiibo Festival. Did anyone ever play this?
No, I'm not an idiot.
Is this post the Dream Skyland thing?
Yeah. Like it's not related to like that whole play toy game integration thing. It's just Amiibos, right? But the concept of this, and this was a gift, right? This was something that my wife and I got given by, I think it was her brother, who should know better because he's a gamer too.
I was going to say, it's classic, like, I've heard you mention that once before.
Well, I think this was this is pre New Horizons, so this was back probably not too long after we were playing 3DS Animal Crossing, right? Because it's really early when we were in a relationship. We were playing 3DS together. I bought her a 3DS with Animal Crossing and stuff, and it was all cute fun. So her brother thought they like Animal Crossing. Let's get Amiibo Festival Animal Crossing, which is literally, if you've not played it, Mario Party without the party, just the board game. Like literally a digital tag your little fucker in, roll a dice, and see who gets the highest dice rolls until.
Congratulations, you've bought a 3D branded Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah. Like you land on a space, and it'll be like you caught a fish. Get $300. Don't fish. Not a fishing game, not a mini game. Just you caught a fish. We played it once out of obligation, never again. And like I remember seeing them for sale for like fucking $10, and it's got 2 amiibos in it. Amiibos generally are valuable, not valuable, but like generally they're coveted.
They're worth having. They're cool little things. Yeah. Do you still have it?
Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Nice.
Like I don't care about it, so
yeah.
If I've got it. I do have it. Actually, okay. I absolutely definitely have it somewhere because I haven't got rid of any of my Wii U stuff.
Nice. Live stream.
No, no, I don't hate myself enough for that. If I'm going to play torture games, there's better games out there.
There's better ones.
Like no, it's just bad. Like there are bad games that are fun.
Yeah,
this is just nothing. It is nothing.
Its only redeeming quality is that it came with Amiibos.
No. That's still not worth it. Like that's still a bad
still
deal.
Not with it.
Like even the $20 one with the Amiibos. Fuck off. No. Anyway.
Don't donate it. You're not helping anybody.
Oh no, it's a
Straight
curse.
in the bin.
It's a fucking it's an impost to have it in the house. But I'm not so selfish that I'm going to put it on someone else. So.
Yep.
Have you seen the Ring?
Unsuspecting
like that videotape?
buys
Like 7 days you
kids.
die. Yeah, like it's that.
Yeah.
But like I'm the one that's gonna. Yeah.
You're gonna take it for the team.
Well,
noble, Sam. Noble.
Sam, to segue from a bad game that's got no redeeming features.
Yeah, baby.
I'm not letting it go. This is just terrible.
I knew I would have been amazed if it wasn't on your list.
It's It might be great now. Don't give a fuck. You fucked it up. There's nothing that can be said more about Fallout 76 apart from how badly they dropped it. It's just no game I have ever bought made me feel so bad about having spent this money. Well, that's a
well,
lie,
you're at the top of your list, so I hope there are.
Yeah.
In recent memory, but yeah, it's just I tried, and look, to really pay off how bad a gaming purchase this was. Instead of this specific image here. Oh my god, I'm great at this.
The other one, yep.
Yeah. Instead of that image, I tried to find an image from EB Games where they had the entire section of the used in games being Fallout 76. Like a week after it came out.
Yeah. Did you pre-order this, Dominic?
No, I didn't pre-order it.
Oh, thank God.
Didn't pre-order it.
Yeah.
Because I am now officially off the pre-order train.
Yep. Very good. Well done.
But yeah, that's my number 10. And ooh.
What was your last touch with the game? Like, did you play the Survivors patch at all, or was it just the launch window that you played it?
I played it in the launch window, and then I'm like, all right, I'll give it, like, maybe it's some bugs, maybe work things out. I came back to it, and I'm just like, it's just like I was playing it because I'm like, I've paid money, I better play this. And then I'm like,
no, my time's worth more.
Like, that's clearly I had a single parent, and like, you know, it's the equivalent of like, no, that's what you're getting for dinner. That's what you're eating for dinner. This was that video game. It's like, I've got to play it because I've got it.
The sign of maturity, though, it's like when you get to the point where you no longer go, I need to eat this entire meal I've paid for because I've paid for it. It's like, no, I'm full. I'm done. It can go in the bin.
Yeah,
and like
even
sometimes
if it's after half a bite. Sometimes, even if you don't even take any bites, even if you just look at it. And
you paid for that plate full of shit. You're going to eat the whole thing.
Good pick. It had to be on here. It had to be on this list. That's a good one. All right, number 10's done. Number 9. All right, number 9. This is a very personal one.
You see it? Yeah, side-scrolling. Your PTSD channel.
Group therapy.
We believe in you, Jamie. You can do this.
Gambate. I've got some TikTok ads that are relevant to this. Okay, Jamie, how do you do a heart with your hands?
I wonder if I could turn it on.
Wow.
I'll see if I can actually like.
Oh, do they light up?
I'll see if I can actually use it. Oh, I can. Here we go. There we go. All right.
Do a love heart with your hands. I want to see something. Ah, you're old. You're old.
I am very old.
The kids do like that now. No. Hey, what is it? I can't remember.
My number 9 is the Razer Kraken Bluetooth headset, specifically the Kitty edition of said Razer Kraken Bluetooth headset. Let me tell you why I think this is shit, right? I bought these for my daughter, okay, because she's a teenage girl. They look cool. They do look cool.
Believe it.
I agree that they look cool. However,
can you not hear me?
Within 3 days of getting these fucking things, right? See this lining at the top here? It all just let go. Okay? It all just came apart. Sorry, right? There it is. Look. It all just came apart. And so I obviously she was very upset about this. And so I contacted Razer under warranty and was like, listen, I took a bunch of photos. Was like, this is 3 days of like regular use. This is like ridiculous. And they were like, they took their time umming and ahhing about whether they were going to replace it. And eventually they did, right? These are the replacement ones that took weeks. They had to come from Singapore. I had to send the broken ones back to their manufacturing warehouse in Singapore. And then they had to approve that there was an issue and then send these ones as a replacement. It took like a month, 5-6 weeks, something like that for the whole process. 3 days after getting these, they start doing the same fucking thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look, let me show you something right here. Put me on full screen for a second, Sammy, if you can, right? This is the promotional image from Razer for the
Well, that's just
Kraken.
a picture of you, Jamie.
Yeah, right? It's like looking in a mirror, right? This is their promotional image, but however, I've gone ahead and I've fixed it for them. There we go. That's what they should be using. Ridiculous. Unreal. I looked at so many reviews of these fucking things to make sure, because I was like, I don't know. You know what you could do? I've got a pair of $20 fucking Bluetooth headphones from Kmart that I could throw at a brick wall and they'd still keep going. Buy them and then just get a fucking kitty ear headband for $1 from a cheap store somewhere and do that, and don't waste your money on these fucking things. The sound quality sucks. They feel pretty cheap, honestly. You've got to go through all these hoops if you want to change like the colors. Like there's all these LEDs and shit in there that you can change the colors in them, but you've got to install special software to be able to do it. You can't just do it on the fucking headset. They're a nightmare. They come apart ridiculous. Absolute piece of shit. We'll never buy again. I'm not going to even try and claim these ones back on.
Yeah. Where did you buy them?
They're going straight in the fucking bin, and I'll find another set of kitty headphones.
When it comes to sound,
where'd you buy it from?
Established brands.
Yeah,
I mean Razer is established, to be fair, but where did you buy it from?
Razer is, but true. Yeah, true. I agree.
Where'd you buy it from?
I can't remember where I bought them from. Actually, it might have been an Amazon job.
You got to buy headphones from like JB or something, so you can just take them back and go, "This is ridiculous." And
you just take it back. Yeah,
look, JBL cheap but pretty decent.
JBL
quality.
are good. Yep. We've had JBLs before.
If you have a bit more money, Sony, fantastic.
Steel Series, if you want cheaper gaming ones, are really good.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wear these until the end of the stream and see whether they disintegrate before we get to the end of the top 10. In addition to the chair breaking my spine. That's my number 10.
There's a reason I'm using
the Razer Kraken.
My Bose headphones. There's a reason for that. All right, so my number 10 is, taking it all way back. My number 9. I'll take you back one more then. To
Hey, that's me again.
Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone, specifically at the arcade. Now,
okay.
Does anyone have any... I think we've discussed this briefly on the channel before, but does anyone have any idea why specifically the arcade version is on this list?
No, I've played Double Dragon 3, but I don't know why specifically you're putting the arcade version. I didn't particularly like
because
it. Because
the worst purchase on this, and why it's on the list, is that you can insert a coin for a weapon. It is
arcade DLC.
Arcade DLC microtransactions. So instead of picking up the fucking whip or the dagger or like whatever
insert
from Double Dragon 1 or 2, it is. I mean, look, every arcade game is right. Insert coin to continue. Yeah. Fine. You're going to throttle us through the game so that we spend money to beat the game. But the absolute gall for it to be insert a coin to choose a weapon and have that delivered to your character in the game. Holy shit, I'm glad that didn't catch on at the time. But
that's brazen, isn't it?
It is pretty clear that gaming companies have been waiting a long time to get this stuff to stick. And unfortunately...
What year would that have been, Sam? Would that have been the 80s? Late 80s?
No, it would have been after the 90s. Double Dragon
90s?
1 and 2 were definitely 90s. I'm pretty sure. Wait. Yeah, look. When I was playing, it might not be the year it came out, but I didn't check the time it was.
I've got a feeling that there are a couple of games that push this envelope in different ways. I can't think of which ones now, but I've heard this story before from other different games.
There's definitely other games that have done it. This is the one that I think is the most famous, but it's also the most relevant because man, Double Dragon 1 and 2 loved them. Double Dragon 1 playing that game at a fish and chip shop, mwah.
Yeah,
and then suddenly Double Dragon 2. Mwah, mwah, even better. I never played Double Dragon 3. I mean, it was a shit game even at home consoles where you didn't have to worry about it. It
wasn't great.
Part of the reason it was bad was because the game was designed based on that gameplay loop. So, yeah, number 9. Arcade DLC. Fucking
that
crazy.
That is wild. That is crazy.
It hurt even more because you had that connection. It's like being left at the soccer field by your parents.
Oh, Double Dragon is like... instrumental for most millennials, or at least older millennials.
Yep. And after 2, 3 comes out, you're like, oh, baby, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then they get you.
Everyone's like, excited because like it's a sequel to an important game, but no one talks about Double Dragon 3 anymore.
No, they do
unless
not.
it's shitting on it. So,
wow.
All right, my number 9. I'm glad it existed, but it was just not worth the money at the time. PlayStation Move.
Oh, Scott would have a thing or two to say about this.
So, I bought this as a gift, and on the face of it, you're like, "Hey, this is really, really cool." And then you start playing it, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
Like it's
deflating.
It's just the Wii, but like a little bit extra. And like, I love that it exists. I love that Sony were pushing boundaries. We wouldn't have the PlayStation VR without the PlayStation Move. They used the light tracking technology from that for the PlayStation VR, which then went to VR 2. But they were clearly just trying to copy the Wii.
It's the way it goes, isn't it? Like Nintendo does a thing, and then 2 years later, everyone's rushing to try and copy what they're doing while they're on to the next thing, and it never works out because the thing's been done. Everyone's done the thing.
But
nobody wants the thing again.
But they were thinking, oh, well, we can do it better. Like the Wii's not as precise, so we can do it more precise. Well, okay, but like,
do you think fucking grandma cares about how precise it is? Like,
none of the games that I played on this felt like there was anything added to them. Like Heavy Rain. I played Heavy Rain on the controller, and then you can play it with Move as well.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing. Okay, go on. Sorry.
But but then Heavy Rain came out with a Move version where you could use the Move sticks.
How do you call Jason with the Move?
There's still an X button.
Jason. No? Okay.
Jason. The other worst purchase about this, what you can see pictured here, I got it right this time. That's what it came with.
Yes.
The majority of games also needed another one of those, or the little joystick one.
Yeah, the nunchuck.
So it's like, you're spending a lot of money on a product that's not really fully fledged. B, you have to spend more money to be able to get the full experience out of it. And it was just, it's physical DLC, I felt like.
Yeah. The only game I remember playing with my Move was Little Big Planet. I think it was number 3 for Little Big Planet. That's the only one I remember.
And do you feel like it added much to the experience?
I mean, I don't remember what I used it for. It might have been level creation stuff, because it certainly wasn't the platform. The platform is just the regular controller. So,
yeah. So that's it's my number 9 PlayStation Move.
Yeah, fair do. I mean, Johann Sebastian Joust is literally the only game I've ever seen that uses the Move in an interesting, unique, exciting kind of way.
Oh, that's the game that only Scott has played.
That's the game that only Scott, and I don't know what he does with the other 8 controllers that he's got. He sets them up around the house, I suppose, and runs around, knocks them over, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that actually does legitimately, but that's it. One game.
One game for $300 worth.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And you only need
there was shooter games. Like, it might have been good if there were more, like if they brought back like Time
This
Crisis
sounds like
stuff.
shit. Hang on, just turn you up. It's like I'm listening to you in a fucking tin can.
Meow.
Number 8. Let's go. All right. My number 8 is my last show and tell of the evening. Because, yes, it is another one that I own. And this could potentially be a contentious pick. I don't think so, because I don't think anyone bought it. I think I bought the only fucking unit that they sold. And that's this little baby.
Oh.
What's
the
the matter
Game
with you?
Boy Micro. Now, it's not a bad little console, right? Okay. There it is. There's Game Boy Micro. I've got the little goober here. There he is.
They released the DS like a month after this or something like that?
No, you are incorrect, Dominic. They released the DS before this.
Oh my god.
Hence the problem.
Yeah.
Now, this is like in the early 2000s, right? You remember that period in the early 2000s where everybody was trying to make everything as tiny as possible? Phones were trying to be made as tiny as possible. Like everything was like, how small can we make tech? This was like on that bandwagon. And the problem with that is, you'd love this, Sammy. This must be like designed for you with this tiny little fucking screen, right? For reference, there's that. Okay. Here's the original Game Boy screen, which was already fucking tiny and difficult to see, not only because it didn't have backlight, because it wasn't very big, right? So we're talking like, what, half?
Is that the full-size one as well, or is that the pocket?
That's the full-size Game Boy. So this thing, I actually bought these as gifts for my brothers. I'm pretty sure this is one of them that I like scrounged back in Mum's house. They probably played it for about 90 seconds.
I was gonna say, are those the brothers that you don't talk to anymore? Or?
I had to go to an optometrist. But the biggest killer...
Yeah.
The biggest killer of this is exactly what I said before, that this came out after the Nintendo DS had already been out. I think for a year it had been out. The Nintendo, the Game Boy Advance SP, just as portable, but with a screen twice the size of this entire console, that could be like a clamshell that could be folded, put in your back pocket. That had been out for years. Who is this for? I don't understand who this is for. It's so small. It's so fucking uncomfortable to hold and play.
Yeah.
I'll have to send you a video because there's actually a big market for micro handholds.
Oh, dude, yeah, these are valuable now. And the reason they're valuable is because no one bought the fuckers. They're really rare. They sold 2 million of these things, whereas they sold tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, probably tens of millions.
Made specifically for it?
No, this is a variant of the Game Boy Advance. So Game Boy Advance games, you slot it in the back there. So you can see, yeah, the size of the cartridge. I've got one here somewhere. The size of the cartridge is like almost the size of the... Here we go, a little bit of Tony Hawk action. It's it's almost the size of the fucking Game Boy cartridge. What's that, 2 Game Boy cartridges?
Wow.
It's crazy. Anyway, why 2 million people now require glasses because they bought these and played them. It was not a great product from Nintendo. It didn't sell very well. And I think it's easy to see why, given all of the things that were working against it. That's my number 8. The good old Game Boy Micro.
Nintendo was very all or nothing, isn't it?
Hang on, I got a picture of it. Hang on, here you go.
Why have you enlarged that one, Jamie?
Yeah, just so you can see it. So you can get a look at it. Oh, dear. Poor old Game Boy Micro. Anyway, my number 8.
Right. You actually fit 8 Game Boy Micros on a grain of rice.
I've got a relatively esoteric for my number 8.
Not you, Sam.
And
I don't believe
it. It is Valkyrie Connect, which is a mobile game.
No one's heard of this, Sammy.
Well,
did Microsoft at least port it so they made a Valkyrie Connect version?
Oh, Dom, sweet summer child, It is the bane of most gamers in that it is a mobile microtransactions gacha game.
Brilliant!
And the specific reason why
right
this
up
is
your alley, isn't it?
I was going to say that's right in your wheelhouse.
I play gacha games, right? At the moment, I'm playing Atelier Resolorana. I'm playing Azure Lane.
That's why you've got a second mortgage. Like you've got to use it.
I play Blue Archive as well. And the funny thing is, right, is early on, right, I started playing some mobile games because very early on, they were actual games, like platformers and stuff. There's chapter 1, you can buy that, play through that. There's 5 levels, hooray, can't wait for chapter 2. But then I started dipping my toes into these other games like Chain Chronicles and Valkyrie Connect, which were these anime. Yes, they're preying on my deviant nature with waifus. And Valkyrie Connect in particular had a Hatsune Miku collaboration. So Project Diva, a game series I absolutely love. And I think it was one of the early times when I started going to Bunny Mountains. I was just starting on Valkyrie Connect because of the Hatsune Miku collaboration. And I played it for a couple of months. But what they did and what made it the worst of the worst, and look, there are worse games out there, but this is what I actually saw, is you're all familiar that, okay, pay $30, pull 10 random characters and hope you get the rare character, which you won't because it's like less than 1% chance. They took that resource of gems, blue gems, and they added a second resource called rubies, basically red gems. But the only way you got rubies is buying the large $100 packs of the blue gems, and you got a very small amount, but then they would let you pull on a more rare character banner. Like, it was just like a microtransaction to get a macro transaction to get a higher level character.
And it basically sounds like you're describing a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Like, and it's just like the pinnacle of like, it was like the era where these games got as predatory as possible. And like, I know a lot of people will be like, well, they're gambling at the moment, so I don't know how it gets worse than that. No. It got worse than that. We're talking about like VIP systems that track your spending, that increase your account level, that give you access to more stuff, that then encourage you to spend more money to get this other currency that you don't get otherwise unless you're spending big dollar amounts. And holy shit, I stopped playing that game pretty quick.
But it's good that you're able to cut yourself off. So many people can't. And that's why the sponsor of this video is Alcoholic. Sorry.
New chapter drops for Atelier Resliana, so let's go.
Did you say you spent a couple of months on this thing?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So there's a gameplay loop that I think is genuinely fun for people that just like to sit there and grow an account. So, for example, I play Azure Lane, which is Ship Girls. And like, I just, over the course of weeks and months, build up a full arsenal of ships, and just getting the numbers to go up. And I don't really spend money on that game apart from like $8 a month, I think, for a pack, which I haven't spent for a couple of months. And it's just enjoyable. It's something I do on the train on the way to work. It's, it's a thing to do. It's it's the same sort of thing as like grinding your characters in an RPG. So,
yeah. It's like a fidget cube.
Yeah, more or less.
Look, let's be honest.
All of us jiggle physics in Atelier Resliana.
All of us are just filling the time until our eventual death and the heat death of the universe. So.
Yeah. Why not spend it on a mobile gacha game?
I don't have the kid DLC, so I've got a bit of extra income, so it's fine.
Oh, God.
All right.
Oh, Sam, you're tragic. You're an absolute tragic.
My number 8, I think it's going to make some people annoyed because this actually sold quite well, but I genuinely believe this is a terrible, terrible gaming purchase. The Steam Link.
Oh. Okay.
And now, I bought this, but I didn't buy it when it came out. I bought this when EB Games had it on clearance because it was not being made anymore.
Okay.
I don't know why they made this. I know what it is. It links your PC to your television. Great. You play your PC games on the TV. You can be with the rest of your family. Not many games supported the controller properly at that point. The Wi-Fi didn't work particularly well because this came out, the standard for Wi-Fi was still 2.4, 5 gigahertz if you're lucky. No Wi-Fi 6 in most places yet.
Wouldn't have even been Wi-Fi 5.
No. Keyboard, if you've got a Bluetooth keyboard, maybe have it in there, or like plug in your keyboard to the back of the Steam Link, but then you've got to be sitting like this far away from your TV, like your massive 32-inch TV. Like this was a product that heaps of people bought because they're like, it's Steam. I can play my computer games on the PC. And then I guarantee like barely any people played it. Like, I don't even think Steam has the big TV or the TV mode built into it anymore.
It does.
It just, hey?
It does.
It does?
Big screen TV mode. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
That's what the Steam Deck runs on, and there's a button on your Steam application that will switch it on your computer as well if you want to. If you plug in a Xbox controller to your computer and hit the Xbox button, it'll switch over.
Cool. Great. But again, it doesn't need to be on the TV. There's no point.
I swear, you guys are Luddites sometimes. Game Boy Micro, Steam Link, fucking hell.
Hey, come on, man.
Technology for the sake of technology.
Yes,
is
exactly.
Not good.
Correct.
And that's not a Luddite view. Technology should work for us. We shouldn't work for technology.
Yeah, absolutely. But what has the Steam Link given us?
Nice paperweight.
The Steam Link has gone to the Steam Deck.
Exactly. The Steam
Exactly.
Link is the start of Valve's work to make computers more console-like as an experience, and eventually get us a Steam Deck.
I don't
Link,
disagree.
if you will.
I don't disagree with that. The same way that PlayStation Move led to VR, but you don't have to put these things out to be a stepping stone. You can just go straight to the end there.
I don't know about that. I think it's cool to put out this stuff for people that are interested in the bleeding edge.
Yeah. Look,
Steam Link itself, like Steam Link still exists. It's just software at the moment. So it's not like it was like a dead end that was discarded. It's something that evolved over time. And there are a lot of people that still swear by it. I tinkered with it. Like, I got one as well. And like, you're right. Like, I played it a little bit, and it was potentially a bit too early for Wi-Fi to support it properly, because it was just not quick enough.
That's my problem with it. That's why it's a bad gaming purchase, is because it's one of these things that if you're gonna do it, you gotta get it right. And it's Valve. It's not like they don't mind about taking their time to bring a product to market. Where the fuck is Half-Life 3, Gabe? But they haven't. They've just gone, it'll be fine.
Where's yours now?
I don't know.
But you still have it? Do you still have it?
Maybe. It might. Okay. I might have traded it in. I might have.
There's no way you got trade value for it.
Come on, please, just take it.
I genuinely don't know what it might be in the cupboard downstairs. It might have just been thrown out and not survived the move. But
mine's in my entertainment cabinet. If you're curious, like, it's right below my
sexy
TV.
Coaster.
When's the last time you used it?
It was plugged in 6 months ago, I think.
The
issue is for the last 2 years there have been like just software solutions for it. So yeah, it definitely doesn't have a use in 2024, apart from it being a bit of an oddity and a bit of a point of interest.
You could have had a software solution this way. But anyway, that's my number 8, the Steam Link. Like I said, I'm glad it existed for what it spawned, but at the time it was just like, here's some money for just crap product.
I look forward to the 2030 list when you add the Steam Deck to it. So.
No. Well, that'll have just been released in Australia in 2030.
That's right. They will just be getting it. This great new thing, guys.
It's only $15,000.
Have you guys heard of internet? All right, number 7. Let's do it.
What the fuck?
Bye, Jamie.
Fucking ridiculous, this thing, I swear. Oh, my poor butt. All right. Right, number 7. Here we go. My number 7 is my entry into, I guess, like my what would you call it? This is what I'm putting up on the cross as to cover all of stop pre-ordering games. Okay, my number 7. Let's pre-order Anthem.
Oh.
Let's get an Anthem pre-order going. Look at all the ways. Look at all the different versions of the game we can have. What should we choose? Oh, the choices, the selection. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, because they're all going to end in a busted dog shit game that barely even functions. Hey, Jimmy, barely even exists.
Would you like to go and play Anthem right now?
I would love to, Dom. How can I do that?
Fuck knows it.
Is it down? Is it like just gone?
I think it's just gone. I'm pretty sure it's gone. Amazing. I mean, this is...
Break into EA, I guess.
Don't pre-order games, people. There is literally no reason in a digital world where copies are not going to sell out that you ever need to pre-order a video game. There's no reason.
Well.
Stop doing it. You're enabling this shit.
I pre-ordered Rebirth.
If you did, I'll tell you what, I don't doubt that you did, Sammy. All that you did. If you played Anthem, I didn't, but if you did, please leave a comment and let us know whether you feel like you got your money's worth. I would be fascinated to know.
There'll be people that got it for like $10, I'm sure. They wouldn't have pre-ordered
maybe,
it,
and
like,
maybe for $10 it was like fun for an hour, you know. And okay, that's fair call. You know, I can't fault that at all. I've done the same, you know. But my God, pre-ordering this, especially if you get like what have we got here? The Origin Access Premiere Edition, the Legion of Dawn pre-order edition. And
the table to explain
goodies.
it is like the most heinous part of it too. Like
it's just unbelievable that you need a table to help you buy a game.
I remember that actually legitimately was like newsworthy at the time.
Yeah.
People going, here's the table explaining what gets you where.
And then the difference between the game that they sold you at E3 and the game that you actually got, and you realize that the 10, 15 minute demo that they showed at E3 that's the game. That's all the game there is, and there's nothing else. It's just a big empty open world with nothing to do. I mean, it is like the 1-2 punch of don't pre-order games. That's my number 7, an Anthem pre-order. Right up there with Fallout 76 was the other one I was thinking of doing on this particular number. So I'm glad you covered it, Dom.
Maybe there's a theme in mind that I like to punish myself because this is something that I have access to. But I do recognize it's not a great deal. Jamie, I wouldn't laugh because you're benefiting from this as well.
Go for it. Hey, baby. No, I've got no problems with your family edition. Your family.
Look,
I think that's
there's
a very
an argument that it's
purchase
a
of your
reasonable value, but I just hate that I'm technically paying for Super Mario Brothers 3 in 2024.
Isn't it? Yeah. I'll tell you what. This was on my short list.
I $90 for Super Mario Brothers 3 back in fucking 1994 or whenever the fuck I got it on Nintendo Entertainment System. And like technically at the moment today, some portion of my family subscription yearly annual pass is still paying for Super Mario Brothers 3. So emulate away.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Crazy,
Yuzu. Go find Yuzu dumps before they all disappear too, by the way.
I don't give a shit,
worse, even if it's Switch.
You know what's worse is the expansion pack, I think. I think the expansion pack is even worse. Where you get paid. I don't know how much extra the expansion pack is to get. Is it what, 12, 15 Nintendo 64
I think
games?
it's more than that. Like there's It's
not many, man. It's not many on there.
Yeah. I mean, look, some of them are cool games, but like what rubs me the worst in that situation is the amount of games that are on the virtual console on the Wii U.
Yes.
That are just gone.
Yes.
Like you motherfuckers have the ROMs. Just put them all out there. Give us everything you've got for a monthly subscription. Stop drip feeding us shit. Stop adding remix versions that you start the game at level 4 with 99 lives.
Yes. There's no reason. There's no reason other than fucking Nintendo incompetence that doesn't exist. That we don't have a Netflix-style subscription service for all of Nintendo's.
Dom's right. It's not incompetence. It's not incompetence.
Disney used to do this on the when they put movies out on the VHS.
The vault.
They had the vault, and movies came out for a year on VHS, and then they went back into the vault. And if you didn't get them then, well, you got to get them secondhand, or And it meant that when it came out of the vault, people were like, oh, I'm gonna get it now because it's gonna go away. It's false scarcity. That's why they went like shit, you know. 99 Mario is only gonna be around for a year. Well, fucking the Super Mario 3D All Stars was only around for a year.
A physical copy. I own it because I'm gonna sell it for $1,000 apparently. Yeah, but like, I find it really ironic that like we've gone through a phase of like. I remember, being younger, maybe it's partly not having as much money, but also it was a bit easier back then, pirating, like PC games, right? Particularly there was like a video store that was dumb enough to rent out PC games.
Yes. Was that in Brisbane, up the road in Brisbane, where we lived in Brisbane? That Blockbuster, man, I fucking loved that Blockbuster.
Rent out Beyond Earth, what was it? Empire Earth? And just copy the disc and then pass it around. Yep. Let's go, guys, and now we can play multiplayer and stuff. But then Steam comes along, easy, cheap, great deals, fantastic. And now we're getting back into the phase where everything's fucking like live service bullshit games that are
nickel
separate
and dimey
platforms. And it's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just...
People are happy to pay for convenience. And they're happy to pay for convenience at a reasonable price. That's all
it's not even convenient.
Why we all have subscriptions to these streaming services, right?
It's not even just the convenience though. Like it's the games that are coming out that are clearly not focused on fun. They're focused on monetization. They're focused on engagement rates. They're focused on average play time. They're focused on daily touches with your audience to make sure you keep coming back. That's not related to Nintendo Switch Online. So
they were good years, man. They were good years. I love that.
This is why I love like some of the games that have been coming out recently, like Final Fantasy Rebirth, Infinite Wealth for Yakuza. Like there are these games that are complete. I mean, Final Fantasy, if you want to complain that it's not the full story, but like technically Yakuza is not the full story either. But they're complete experiences, at least the games themselves. Because I just started getting really burnt out on stuff that's like subscription, and like I've got Game Pass, which is the best deal in gaming. But like the amount of like I was playing Dragon Quest 11, it's off Game Pass now. I can't finish it unless I buy it again.
Yeah,
like it creates a FOMO and it encourages me to play games when I don't want to play them because they might leave Game Pass. So even that I think's great.
There's that image of it's a meme of Mo throwing Barney out, and it's like get out of here, and it's Cable, and then Barney appears behind him. It's like Netflix, Disney Plus, Stan, like all these.
Yeah, I'm like actually with streaming services, to get a bit off topic, I'm this close to being like, screw it, I'm just going back to downloading my key shows that I just watch on repeat, like Always Sunny, Simpsons, whatever else. And like I mostly watch anime, but even so, there are some key shows that haven't been licensed in Australia, like Undead Unluck. I've got to go pirate them. If I've got to pirate that, I might as well pirate everything else.
I mean,
because they're already, right? Yeah.
Speaking of losing, I mean, it's just digital rights in general, but like, losing access to a game, Crunchyroll dying, and then people losing all their digital
Funimation. Well, this is what's fucked up, right?
Yeah, Funimation.
Well, technically, it's Sony who bought Funimation and Crunchyroll, but then they have stopped Funimation from being available, which includes dubs that are not in Crunchyroll now, despite the fact they got fucking bought by Sony, who owns Crunchyroll.
Well, it's clear that Sony is team subs, not dubs.
Which valid, but not everyone agrees, I guess.
Tough shit. Sony owns them. That's what they've decided.
And Funimation, like the app for Funimation, also had this really handy feature where you could search by shows that had ecchi themes. You can't do
Funimation was great. Yeah. Yep.
Like Crunchyroll's it's not all PG, but like if you want the juicy stuff, you need High Dive is another service that thankfully isn't owned by Sony, so it's a little bit different and there's a bit more juicy anime on that thing. Fucking anyway. Off topic. Dom, what do you got for us?
All right, my number 7. So I said I don't think I was live yet. I don't know. Sam just puts us live when he feels like it. I said that my number 7 is currently in view and has been in view all stream.
Oh, it's Back to the Future.
Fuck you. No. It's gaming.
Yeah.
Baby. And look, my gaming chair, it's actually not too bad when you first sit on it. Like, it's not super firm. It's soft. It's got like little pillows on the back that you can't ever quite get in the right spot, but at least you can kind of like, you lean back and you're like, I have been like, oh yeah, that's okay. I honestly have the same problem with my car. There's no support under the leg. So it feels like you're standing for half the time.
Yeah, that makes you feel like you're standing.
Well, yeah, like, and then like,
you were right.
I end up having to put my feet up like on my desk while I'm trying to play a game because
that's what my chair's supposed to do. Got him. It's make you not feel like you're standing.
Yeah. It's literally failed on every level.
Right. Good. See this? You think there's a piece of wood there. Your legs go up there. No, that's just a piece of fucking plywood.
I'll tell you what. It is not easy to get Sam at all, but you fucking got him.
It's a chair.
That's on the box. Put that on the box. The chair that makes you feel like you're standing.
Oh god!
Like I spent enough money on this chair that I'm like, well, I got to use it now. But like,
no, you don't.
No,
don't be a slave to money.
Just covered that. Mine's relegated to like the fucking back room, and it's sitting there because I'm like, do I try and pass this on to somebody? I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. I don't know if I can bring myself to on-sell this piece of shit to somebody, you know?
We got a PC for the kids and got them a chair, and I made sure that they got an office chair and not a gaming chair.
Yeah.
I actually got a chair this chair I got specifically because it was cheap enough that I can treat it as disposable because I know it would be crap, but I want to spend a bit of decent money on a chair, but I want to wait because I don't want to spend the money, but I want to spend, it's complicated.
The amount of money that I have spent trying to make this thing comfortable, like with fucking butt cushions and ergonomic cushions and back support. I could have just bought another fucking chair, like another office chair.
The fallacy of sunk costs.
That's it. Unreal. Got me.
All right. Well, yeah, my number 7, the chair that makes you tired to sit in it.
The chair that makes you stand.
The chair that makes you stand. Oh, God.
I played number 6 if you weren't watching, Jamie. No, he's fucking around with his headphones.
Sorry, just give me a minute. Just got to fix my Krakens here.
At least hold it up to the camera. You can't hear my directions there.
Okay.
I got to get rid of that button.
That should hold them for the rest of the
We didn't get any
session.
sick tape ASMR, Jamie. Come on, man.
Oh, sorry. Number 6. My number 6 is, man, this was an easy one. This is one of the first ones I thought of. And I went specific and then I thought, you know what? No, I'm going the whole hog. My number 6 is literally anything to do with Star Citizen. Holy shit.
I'm surprised this is so low.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why
money on it?
I haven't spent any money on it. No, God, I'm not fucking stupid. But the reason why it's not higher up is, to me, it was like so obviously a scam. Do you know what I mean? Like it was, if you're buying into it.
You never played Freelancer.
I did play Freelancer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought,
yeah.
Did you play it when it came out?
No, I played it much later.
Yeah, I think that's why, because I think people who played like I said before, this is getting left in the rain at the soccer field by your parents. You had that trust, and they've broken the trust.
Yes, yep, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to go into it. If you want to look up the saga of Star Citizen and you don't already know, it was everywhere for years. Go and look it up. It is a fucking hell of a read to look up the entire saga of Star Citizen. It is pages and pages and pages of wiki. You can be there for a good solid afternoon going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Specifically, if I had to pick one thing, it was the ship DLC. Like
the $600 ship DLC.
Oh, there's thousands.
Cheap.
Thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands of dollars. You can buy fake ships for a game that didn't exist and may never have existed. You know,
and people are trading.
Unbelievable.
Like people are selling stuff that's not available anymore to other accounts for a game that's not out, that has been kickstarted since 2012 or something.
Scam. It is a scam on a scam on a scam. It's unbelievable.
For legal purposes,
listen, I'm being mean. If you have spent money on Star Citizen, I'm so sorry. You know, that's rough, man.
I mean, talk about fallacy of sunk costs.
Yeah, right. That's you are spot on. I think when it comes to this, like that is what it is. That is exactly what it's preying on, over and over and over and over.
If you can't flip your account for a profit in that, then that's a skill issue, right? That's
the game's fault. Yeah.
Oh man, easy one. What was this? 6? Number 6? We on 6?
Yeah.
Yep. Star Citizen.
6. So to pick up where we left off when it was my last turn. Stadia.
Yeah.
Oh my lordy.
Luckily in Australia, we were
speaking of scams.
Yeah, we were somewhat insulated from the issue of Stadia since it didn't release here before it shut down.
Why didn't it release here, Sam?
Our internet's dog shit.
It's because we have legitimately got worse internet than some third world countries. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, yeah. But the amazing thing with Stadia is that someone sat down and thought, you know what gamers are going to love? They're going to love not only paying full price for a game, but then paying for a subscription to play the game. Now, I think that just stands on its own. Like, I have no fucking idea what brainworms someone had in a fucking meeting in a fucking office to sit down and with a straight face, someone at some point had a PowerPoint presentation saying, these are our revenue streams, selling the game for the same price as Steam, most likely more expensive because they won't have the same Steam sales that Steam is famous for. And then we're going to sting them again for a monthly subscription to play
for the
that
pleasure
game
of buying it
in full fidelity. And people are going to love that because they would rather do that than own a machine that can play the games, despite the fact that even though we went through that graphics card crisis and Bitcoins and all that sort of crypto shit ruined graphics cards for a little while, and they're still a little bit ruined, cheap-ish, reasonable graphics cards are still available to play most games that were available on Stadia for sure, at a rate that would be better than paying a fucking subscription to play the game. Now, granted, there was a free access that you could pay to do 1080p, 60 frames a second, whatever it was. But you're still playing your games with fucking delay.
That's it. You're not even playing them in an optimal environment. Pay a subscription and full price, and they're going to also run like.
And it's a worse
shit.
experience.
Yeah.
Can't mod it.
As an
Unreal.
aside, I'm just going to quickly quote this section of a Wikipedia article. Don't be evil is Google's former motto. The original motto was removed between April and May 2018.
Like someone looked at "Don't be evil" at Google and said, "No, this."
They did the Michael Scott thing, the don't, but the don't's in a circle with a cross through it.
Wait, does that mean don't, or not don't, or is it we're don't?
Bother Luke, basically.
That's unreal.
Fucking.
That's a
this
great.
Is
pick. That is a fucking great pick.
Okay, I was actually curious about Stadia initially because it was definitely speculation before they announced their pricing model that it would be Netflix for games, which you could tolerate a bit of lag, right?
Hey, you know who Netflix for games is? Netflix.
All your favorite mobile games on Netflix.
Yeah,
they've got the GTA trilogy on there.
Oh, really?
They had that slick controller though, Sammy. You could buy that controller, that cool Bluetooth controller, so you get some Bluetooth lag in your laggy game.
Yeah,
as well.
The problem, anyway, that doesn't need. Yeah.
The problem with Stadia is there's a lot of fucking problems.
Well, like even just the controller, just use a
deal
fucking,
with Google.
Like any
and then they shut the fucking thing down, and you go, "We're all gone." It's all
everyone got
gone.
a refund for everything.
Everyone did get a refund, thankfully. But imagine if you had put like hundreds of hours of progress into some game, and then boop, bye, gone. We'll give you the. We'll give you $60 back.
Old mate from Ubisoft, who's going, "Our gamers need to stop owning games." He absolutely would not give a refund. He would just be like, "I can't hear you over all this money."
Stonks are up.
That's a fantastic pick, Sam. Good one.
All right, my number 6.
You know why this is funny? Is because I just fucking bought it again recently.
Why? Why?
Because I wanted to see what the anniversary edition was like, and I got it cheap.
Same fucking game.
Yeah, basically.
So I bought Skyrim twice. Once when it came out.
That would be my second time. Okay, so yeah.
Twice I bought it on the PlayStation for the VR, which was a substantial, like, this is actually it's the same game, but it's played in a different way.
There's an experience there that you're paying for.
Yeah. I don't need to play it again. Oh, it's slightly updated. Get a mod.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on this new console. It's the same fucking game. Todd Howard, fuck off.
You know what I learned about
I don't
Skyrim
argue with you there.
Getting Skyrim again recently. Like, I actually bought it last year. I don't know if it was the first. No, I must have bought it before then as well. I mean, the game's been out for how fucking long now? But like, it's on Game Pass actually. So there theoretically should have been no reason I needed to buy it. But this is another one of the reasons I'm a bit down on Game Pass. Any Bethesda game on Game Pass has less access to mods than a Steam version because you can't actually access the full script of the game, and that pisses me off to no end.
Yeah,
because
that's been directly
I'm playing a worse part of the game.
You are, because that's been directly integrated into the game now, and that's why I got Anniversary Edition on Steam, because that had been like the whole modding thing has been really tidied up now. You don't need to go to fucking Nexus mods or any of that shit now.
You know what came out the same year as Skyrim?
you were born. You.
Queen Elizabeth.
Portal 2. Batman Arkham City. Mass Effect 2.
No, Portal 2 did not come out the same year as Skyrim. Is that for real?
Little Big
God.
Planet 2.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
What year is this?
Holy shit.
2011.
2011. I was going to say 2014 as a guess.
Human Revolution. Super Mario 3D Land.
So this is 13 years ago. Think about what came out 13 years ago when we were like
Skyward Sword
15.
on the Wii. Jesus.
Uncharted 3. There's been another Uncharted game, and then they made The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 since then. You know what Bethesda's made? Skyrim.
They're worse games.
Skyrim, and Skyrim in space.
Man,
Except
Bethesda
not as
games
good.
are so bad at the moment. They've been so bad.
Oh, man.
Downwards since
so
Oblivion. Not Oblivion, Morrowind.
Worst gaming purchase is anytime you purchase Skyrim.
Your 15th copy of Skyrim.
More than
specifically.
once, basically.
It's a good game.
Stop
though.
it.
Damn good game.
Stop letting Todd Howard do what he wants to do.
You want to know what I just did? Like literally yesterday is I bought a physical PC copy of Skyrim because I didn't own one because I wanted it for my shelf. I bought it secondhand, Dom. I bought it secondhand for $5. It's okay.
Can I suggest an empty jewel case and getting it printed at Officeworks?
I mean, to be fair, that's probably close to the $5 he spent.
Forgive me. Find it in your heart, Dom.
Do you mean
Number 5, eh?
5 it in your
Number
heart?
5. 5 it in my heart. Ah, number 5. Sam, I'm going to let you take my number 5. You ready? Diablo 4 Ultimate Edition. Sammy, tell the people what they get for their money.
Regret,
Tell them what they've
sorrow,
won, Sam.
the feeling of life passing you by, a acute sense that one day you'll die and you'll regret the time you spent playing Diablo 4.
How
But
much?
Sam, I get that for free.
Yeah, but you
How
can pay
much-
for it, and then you'll value it more because you've paid for it.
How much in Australian dollars did Diablo 4 Ultimate Edition cost?
Me, $150, I think it was, thereabouts.
Fuck me. To get
And it
4
was
days.
accidental purchase of the $50 upgrade from the $100 or whatever it was. Instead, I actually wanted the middle one.
It's $110 for the standard edition, by the way, which is already a fucking... That itself could have been on this list. But $150 to get a couple of fucking skins, some battle pass shit, and 4 days early access to a game that was very, very clearly still in fucking beta. Early access to a beta that we had already played a month or so earlier.
The early access
Do you
was the
feel
fun
like
part
you
of the
got...
game, to be fair.
Do you feel like it was worth your investment, Samuel?
I have not played a Blizzard game since Diablo 4, and I don't... No, don't laugh. I'm not being funny. Like, I have not played a Blizzard game since then.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
And I don't see a path to where I will play a Blizzard game in the future. That's a complex story, maybe for another time. But yeah, no, I actually struggle to understand how the Diablo franchise has become something I hate actively when it's like a core game in history.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what Diablo
1?
was?
No, I know why. Like, capitalism fucked it. Like, just took it out the back,
It means
slapped
money.
its dick on its face, and said, "No, you won't be art. You'll be a fucking metrics-driven shit fest."
Do you know what Diablo 4's biggest issue is? Is that Diablo 2 Resurrected is right there, and it's fucking glorious and it's fantastic. That's its biggest problem. It's
Sometimes
like
I want
its
to go back
own
to that
biggest
and play it,
enemy.
but like I just don't want
So
to play
good.
Blizzard games.
And that's fair enough. You got that bitter taste in your mouth. My number 5, Diablo 4 Ultimate Edition for the low price of 150 Australian dollars, which gets you 4 days early access to a
ruined
fucking
Sam's night,
beta of
Jamie.
a game.
Oh, we're in the fucking back half of this. Like everything's going to ruin my night from here on out.
Oh yeah.
The because like we're just on brand at the moment. We are just on brand.
What the fuck is this?
That is
Oh my
various
lord!
DLC game packs expansions for The Sims 4. Then, if we want to talk about
Holy
games that used to be
shit.
fantastic, used to be iconic pieces of PC gaming culture,
Yep.
The Sims right up there. early days, Sims 1, Sims 2, mwah. Sims 3, you know what? You tried hard, didn't quite work out, but at least you're there for trying. Sims 4.
Have another swing.
It has been out for like 12 years or something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me. The number is something like $4,000 to get everything.
Yeah,
now,
I'm just looking it up because we did talk about this previously.
We did. And it's an obnoxious amount of money.
Yeah. Oh, it is ludicrous. And like, yeah,
for a game that is not even very good at all.
No. Like for all that expansion, all that DLC, almost none of it is new gameplay.
Just go back and play The Sims 2. You can still go back and play The Sims 2. Just do that.
Even The Sims 3.
Yeah, The Sims 3 is better, especially on more modern computers. It still runs a bit jank because of the coding, but at least it's not as punishing as it was back. Like I played Sims 3 on a fucking HP laptop when I was going to Europe, which would have been about 2008 or something. So in 2024, fantastic. But holy shit, The Sims 4. And like there was a patch recently, right? Because I still get Sims pop up in my Reddit feed. And there was an update recently that added a trolley to the main menu or something. So like they're just integrating more purchases.
Oh my god, I gotta go download it now.
Like it's not good enough that you have to go to the website and buy. No, you need to be in the menu and go, oh, I can't access that content. Click, oh, I'll buy it. Click. Now. Like Sims 5 is going to be a travesty. It is going to be like, I'm pretty sure they've already announced it's going to be free to play. I mean, Sims 4 is free to play now. If you're not aware, you can go download that shit for
2 years
free.
ago, in US dollars, it was $789. So
is that all expansions and game packs and stuff packs?
Yeah. So in Australian dollars, $1,200, and that was 2 years ago.
For Sims 4, are you kidding me?
That's unbelievable.
Like,
do you know how many Diablo 4 Ultimate Editions you could get for that?
Like, it's quite clear though that Chris Roberts saw Sims 4 and went, "All right, hold my beer."
Except we'll just never bring the game out.
Chris Roberts, like Star Citizen, didn't start that long after Sims 4, I don't think. Because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right.
Oof.
I don't think that needs any more explanation.
My number 5. The year is 1996. You're at a friend's place. You're settling down to play a little bit of video games with your mate. It's a fun time. And you get handed
the 64
Perfect Dark instead of God.
Oh my lord, what the fuck is that thing? Jesus Christ.
That is value right there. That is pure profit. As someone
that's
that
a keyboard on a controller.
This is the Mad Catz Super Nintendo controller. Mad Catz, nice. And like this is another one of hey, Mad Catz have gone on to greater things. You know, Mad Catz made all the Rock Band instruments. Good job, Mad Catz.
Do you like buttons?
This is fucking garbage.
No kidding.
Because it was also cheaper than the official Super Nintendo controller. So, of course, you're going to get that. I'm just going to go back to full screen just for a second here. You see all those, you know, your Y and X. You see the yellow and red button? Can you see the difference between them? Those are hard edges on the edges of those buttons, the main buttons that you're using to like jump and do all the main things have little hard edges on them. So you keep getting your thumb over it again and again. And you know, the auto thing, like you can automatically press this button. Doesn't fucking work. If it does work, it's not a full press. You're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. So yeah, and look, specifically, this is this is one of the worst gaming purchases as well because it was.
Did you own this?
Hey,
did you own this?
I had it bought for me. I was young, and I asked for a second controller. Video games were still marketed as toys then. Parents had no fucking clue, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is the same thing," and they marketed it as it's the exact same thing.
This one's got three times as many buttons.
It's got to be better because it's got turbo.
Yeah, it'll go faster.
Even in this picture, the D-pad is skewy. The D-pad is off the end.
I didn't even notice.
And you see the two extra buttons to the right?
Oh god.
There's like maybe one game that used that.
Right.
So, yeah. My number 4 is the Mad Catz Super Nintendo controller.
Number 5.
Number 5 is the Super Nintendo controller by Mad Catz, or the feeling of disappointment that you get as a young child.
Do you remember when you got given that? Were you disappointed, or did you open it up and go, oh, look at this fucking thing?
When I first opened it up, I'm like, fuck yeah, I get it. I've got a second controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to use it. His visitors does. Or
well, no, but
siblings
I started using it.
I don't use it. That's for the guests. That's a guest controller.
Yeah. It's like the 64 controller that's got the grindy, wobbly stick. It's like that's for the other people to use. Yeah.
I used it to start with because, like, hey, it's new. It must be better. And, like, it's a bit bigger, so it fit my hands a little bit better. And then, then I went back to the old one. Because I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
Shit. Who gave you that? And why do they hate you?
My mother, and I'm assuming just because of who I am as a person.
God damn it, Mum.
No home for her. No, wait. No, yes, home for her.
But no window.
Love you, Mum.
Nice. Number 4. All right, my number 4. So we're going back to good old Nintendo for my number 4. Nintendo
don't.
I don't think, on a whole, Nintendo make many slips when it comes to hardware. You know, their hardware is usually pretty good on a whole. If you look at the whole spectrum of the thing, their hardware is pretty good, pretty reliable. People have any, yeah. Look, I'm sure there's examples out there, right? Absolutely,
just
there's
look
examples
down on the desk in front of you, Jimmy.
Consoles, though, they're usually pretty good, right? And this is a very good console that I'm about to bring up. However, were you to buy this at launch? My number 4, the Nintendo 3DS, launched in March 2011 for 350 Australian dollars here. And then a couple of months later, got slashed by like a third of its price.
Didn't even make the Christmas sales.
Oh my God. Imagine if you'd bought this fucking thing, scrimped and scrounged and saved to buy that thing. Oh, Sammy!
I didn't scrimp. Hey. I got the Ambassador game pack. Thank you very much.
That's true. Yeah, they did that.
For purchase drop protection.
And the Ambassador pack, I mean, at least they did something, which is good. But oh man, that's got to sting. It's got to sting a little bit, right? And I just think it's a great console. The 3DS is a fantastic handheld. But if you bought it in the first couple of months of it being out, you got a little bit of a slap in the face when it gets that heavily discounted. Just imagine walking in there on like, I don't know, what are we at? March, April, May, June. Maybe like working in there on the 30th of June and going, I've saved up all this money. I'm going to buy this thing. And then like 2 days later, all these price cuts get announced. Like, you'd be absolutely furious.
The PS5 right now, I can understand if you're going to hold off buying one for like maybe a couple of months because you're like, oh, it's been out for a while. There might be a price drop coming. There's rumors of the Pro model. But yeah, 4 months. That's
less than 4 months. Actually, I haven't got these specific dates, but it's less than 4 months. It's closer to 3. It's
use it as a badge of honor and just be like, oh, you got the
discounted model. I see. I'm sorry.
I mean, the thing is, like, a console is generally a pretty safe purchase at launch window. Like, you know,
they are. Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna stop getting them at
the
3DS. So
nobody expects.
Anyway.
Nobody would expect if you went and bought a console at launch, no one would expect it to get slashed,
especially
price-wise, a couple of months later. There's no way, you know. So that's why I think it would have come as such a shock. I didn't buy one at launch, but you know, I when I was researching the list, I was like, this has got to be on there. Early adopter of the Nintendo 3DS, my number 4.
Man, I feel like all mine are currently the same. Let's go. Overwatch.
Oh, here we go.
2. Battle Pass. Just Overwatch 2, really. I probably should have full.
Is there an Overwatch 2? I didn't think there was an Overwatch.
Now, this is like, so when I was grabbing like the visuals for this, I went to the website and I grabbed this screenshot, and I don't know if it's easy for you guys to see, but is there anything missing from this information to help you?
It's only 1,000 Overwatch coins.
Right.
Anything missing?
How much each battle pass costs?
Correct. So
that is right there. 1,000 Overwatch coins. What are you talking about?
Where does it say that?
Only 1,000 Overwatch coins.
How much is an Overwatch coin, Jimmy?
Hey, don't bring fucking logic into this, Dominic. 1,000 Overwatch coins. It's a goddamn bargain.
This is the same shit
that I'm agreeing with you.
This is Colesworth doing the same shit of like, oh well, this one's $10 per 100 grams, but this one's $10 per kilo.
And the ultimate one is $40, right? That's a
40
game.
euros.
Yeah, so it's probably like 60 Australian dollar.
Yeah, which is probably like 400 Australian dollars.
That's a game. That's a game. I could buy a game for that. Like, maybe not a AAA game, but I can buy anyway. They took my baby from me for this. So it's not just the cost of whatever 1,000 coins are. Like, that's probably $10. Let's be real, I guess.
It's the extra kick in the balls.
They took away Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
For this, for that monstrosity, and like just the. I think the last time I logged on to Overwatch, I still had like $15 of BattleNet credit for some reason.
You know what you could spend that money on, Sam?
Nothing, because I spent it on Overwatch.
You could buy Skyrim again.
Not on BattleNet.
Sorry, I know this is derailing, but I just checked. It's $55. What the fuck? Sorry, go on, Sam.
For the ultimate.
What
level.
is
Oh,
Skyrim?
Skyrim.
Let it go, buddy. Let it go. Come back to us.
Fucking
now,
sorry.
the other thing with the Battle Pass as well, as my understanding, is like there are the the PvE missions, the story that they took out of the game. You can access them only if you have a Battle Pass and you spend more money to actually buy the mission back as well. So you actually need this Battle Pass to access another microtransaction, to access another part of the game. That was the whole fucking premise of Overwatch 2.
Yep.
I just don't understand why it's so fucking complicated. We went from a box price product, and you can play the entire fucking thing. It was fun.
And it was fantastic.
It was enjoyable. At some period in time, they were updating it constantly until they said, "Hey, we're going to make Overwatch 2 and just forget about this motherfucker for 2 years."
POG came from it. Play of the game. Like,
oh yes,
they made internet acronyms. That's how popular it was.
It was a good time.
And now it's just shit. Everything is shit. From
Look what they did to our baby.
Fucking
Sam.
horrible. Like, and like, I'm even bored with the porn that comes from Overwatch. You know, like even that's wrong because the whole thing is just like. It just makes
even
me feel
monetized,
bad, right? Like I can't. No, it's not monetized. Like the fans are still doing what the fans do, but like it's just associated with something that's so negative that it just it impacts the process.
It's not authentic if it's not monetized.
It's like Hitler porn. You're like, oh yeah, I can't disconnect from what he did though.
Oh, what the? Okay, no, next, Dom. No.
Moving on. Oh god.
I can't relate with that statement at all. I disavow.
Dom does not speak for Sidescrollin as a whole. But we just learned something very interesting about Dominic.
Look, my number 4. So you guys have been
dapper.
talking a lot about the this Ultimate Edition, that Ultimate Edition. Even worse is you pay $80 for a game or $90 for the Ultimate Edition. What do you get for that? You get an in-game DLC and a fucking steelbook.
Hey, yes, steelbook, baby. That thing's gonna last forever.
Made of steel. Who cares? Because you know what your steelbook's gonna look like? It's gonna look like fucking this.
No.
Nobody's seeing the front of that steelbook. that steelbook is going on a shelf, and
look at that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Look at that beauty. That's gonna last. That's gonna in 20 years. That's gonna look like that. Sam's gonna be able to give that to his kids. It's gonna go to his grandkids.
Look at those middle-aged men.
Look at it.
They look good.
That's going to last forever. You should see the Halo 2 steelbook now. If you jump on eBay and look for Halo 2, those bad boys are rusted to all fucking get out.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it looks dodgy or cool, actually.
But, like, you're paying extra money for, like, here's some plastic with some really thin metal on it.
What's really weird is, like, you get the steelbook separately and, like, you still get the jewel case. Like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
If it's not, like, good enough to hold the disc and transport the disc, then, like, you fucked up, son.
Well, then it's your choice because you can store the game safely and display the steelbook up on the wall. Staple the steelbook to the wall to display it as it should be displayed. Obviously. This is a good pick, actually, Dom. I really agree with this one. I don't understand as well why people shell out the extra money for steelbooks. Huh. This is a great pick. I had never even thought about this.
At least it's not like a replacement for. Like, it's always like, hey, if you want this, go grab it.
No, but it's also a case of like, oh, you're getting more. It's not really more. It's just there's an economic theory of the like false pricing. So you have a watch at $50 and a watch at $80, and you're not going to buy the $80 watch because the $50 one works. But then you have a watch at $110, but it has less features than the watch at $80. Okay, well, I'm going to buy the $80 watch then, when you would only buy the $50 one normally. And so putting just cheap bullshit things in like steelbooks makes people go like, but I'm getting something for it. Sam, if you like your steelbook, that's fine. I'm not here to shit on your...
I don't care about it. Like, I don't think there was a price difference for that one. I think that was just a pre-order bonus.
And look, if you're getting it for free, absolutely. But being charged a price premium to be like, you get a steelbook and some cosmetics in game, $10 extra. And because they're selling it, it's only $10 and you get things for it. No, you're not. You get a case.
Yeah.
You get a case already.
I agree with you, Dominic. Anyone who buys a steelbook's a fucking idiot. I agree.
That game was a gift for my brother-in-law, but he was a cheap ass and got like the Xbox Series S, so he couldn't play it. So
I thought you were going to say like that was a gift from my brother-in-law who died of cancer last year, Jamie.
Good pick.
Like I said, that was the case.
I'd never even thought about that.
Just being a pre-order, like it didn't actually cost any extra money. So
nice one.
All right, so what are you up to?
Good
3?
Job. I think so. I think we're at 3. Number 3. All right, my number 3. This one's funny. I find it funny anyway. So my number 3. All right, I'm just going to throw it straight up there. You ready? Let's do it. My number 3 is Mortal Kombat 1 for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I can't get over that Johnny Cage picture. It's fucking great.
I've not seen
the reason why. So this could be on the list, right? Because it's clearly a far inferior, shitty version. It's not even just graphically how it looks. The game runs like absolute dog shit. It's borderline unplayable. The reason this is on here is because the exact same thing happened with Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch. So you've already done this dance. You already know. And then they release number 1. Same problems. If you got sucker punched with number 11, right? You thought, oh, geez, I'd like to have this portable. I'll buy it on the Switch. Oh, my God, fucking burn it with fire. And then you went back for another. Surely this time they'll get it right. That's on you at that point, okay? That is all on you. That's you wasting your money. My Lord.
You're trusting, and they're taking advantage of that trust.
This is why I support pirating the Switch. Like this is why I'm okay with emulating Switch games, because they run like dog shit. The last first party game I bought on the Switch, I believe, was Fairy Tail, a JRPG, which I thought, I'll get it on the Switch. It's portable. I can play it in bed, grind out some levels, blah 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 blah, and it runs at like some shocking low ass frame rate of like 20 frames a second. And like that was a moment where I was like, no. If I can buy a game anywhere else, I'm gonna buy it somewhere else. If I have to buy it on Switch, I'll buy it on Switch. And now I've got a Steam Deck. Hey, I can dump my games and I can play them on fucking Steam Deck with a high frame rate. Like Nintendo is complicit in this. Like, obviously, Mortal Kombat, was it Activision for Mortal Kombat? I know it was a claim back in the day, but it's not a claim now because
I don't know who makes it now. It says Warner Brothers on the case there. But...
Warner Brothers decided, yes, we're going to put this game out on the Switch, knowing exactly what the hardware limits are, knowing exactly what their engine does,
and we're going to charge you $80,
$70, 80, whatever the fuck it is. Like
unreal. It's just unreal. But I think again, the kicker is that they've already done it once, and like if you fell for it a second time, that's on you, brother. I'm sorry, that's on you if you went and bought Mortal Kombat 1. I was like, this was funny because Scott bought Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch, and I was saying to him, like, are you going to get one on the Switch?
No. Yeah, no, I hate blaming the customer for like shitty business practices, unlike Jamie, who loves to say it's on you, it's your fault. But I will say, anyone that knows enough, like Scott, should not be buying third-party games on the Switch.
Like, I don't entirely agree. I think there are. Okay? I don't think it's a blanket statement. I own a lot of third-party stuff on the Switch, and I like a lot of. Do you
have alternatives to play them on though, or are these like lightweight games?
Oh, they're pretty lightweight games. But my point is,
but like
this right here. This right here is another classic example of don't pre-order games. Wait and see how things are when they're released, and then decide whether you want to spend your money on it or not. If you pre-ordered this and you already owned Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch, that is your own fault at that point.
Hey, Jimmy,
yes.
Your Halo playthrough, was that Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary? Or was that the Master Chief? Yeah? You know who developed that?
Who?
The same people that developed the Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes! There you go. Well, they did a bang up job on Halo. I liked Halo. More of that, less of this. Anyway, Mortal Kombat 1, the Switch version. I mean, just look at it. My God. My good Lord. A waste of money.
I mean, Mortal Kombat, yeah. But, beyond that, I'm sure it's...
Oh, you know why? Because after that, they were acquired by the Embracer Group.
Okay.
Who then...
I don't know what that is.
The Embracer Group was that one that group that bought up like everyone, like all the THQ and all these different gaming places everywhere.
Right. Yes.
And then have just recently sold off like fuckloads of them.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a finance company making gaming awesome again. Fantastic. All right, what do we got to? Three?
Swear to God, if you put a red hat on Sam, I'm coming over there.
Yeah, baby.
Right now,
I knew it was going to be on there.
Yeah. I mean,
do you have Jamie rant for you this time?
I hate some of these coming up in a few episodes. So I think we might have to try and think of some episodes where we're not going to name games and name things that are distinct from
name and shame. Get him. Get him, Sam.
Come on, it's 004. Like, what tipped me over the edge on this, and I specifically didn't talk about this when Jamie's came up, was the battle pass that was included in the Ultimate version, and the fiasco of it not being a confirmation dialogue when you open your menu to check your season progress. It automatically, on PlayStation 5, which is where I bought 004, it automatically highlights activate battle pass. You have to navigate away from it to check your season progress and press a button. And when you're playing the game and you open the menu, you move to the left, you press up and you press X. You do that quite a lot while you're like, okay, what do I need to do now? Do I need to do dungeons? Do I need to kill monsters? Do I need to enchant things? It only takes once. It only takes one slip to navigate to the left, press up a little bit too early before that animation left finishes, and then hit X, and you have just redeemed your $30 fucking battle pass.
And they gotcha.
Ugly ass.
And they gotcha.
Motherfucking people. Well, they didn't get me, right? They stole from me. Because there is no reason apart from malicious.
It's absolutely intentional.
Yeah.
In a previous life, I went to university, and like a year 1 IT degree course is about UI design.
Absolutely.
And talking about the confirmation of destructive activities. It's like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do that? That's like day 1 stuff of UI.
And that exists in the UI. That exists when you're trying to dismantle your like items. It exists when you try to exit the fucking game. They understand that, and they specifically didn't put it in there. And they admitted, like they actually admitted on Twitter, on like because obviously at this time everyone's like, "Holy shit, guys, you are fucking idiots! You ruined Diablo," and they're doing all the damage control. And they admitted, we fucked up. They patched the game to then have that dialogue say, "Are you sure you want to activate this battle pass?" And for anyone that put in a ticket saying, "Hey, I was affected by this," you've clearly identified it as an issue and something that you didn't intend. Bullshit, but whatever. Can you please reverse it and give me back my coin? No. That is when I stopped. That is when I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I'm done. See you later, guys. And I think that's when I deleted the Diablo channel in our Discord.
Yep.
Well,
I think it's one of those.
But I like to think
Diablo 4 is one of those things that, like, once you start peeling back the layers, it all just starts to fucking unravel, doesn't it? It's just
everything is wrong.
It's like a stack of papers just getting blown in the wind. It's just
like every decision is made to maximize how long you're playing, to try and
once you start
bring
seeing
you back all the time, to try and keep you in their ecosystem to spend money. And none of it's fun. The story's not complete. The gameplay isn't engaging. And the way they balance to make it take longer and longer to get to where you want to go and have fun. No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if you want to watch a full rant about Diablo 4, Sam and I have actually done a video about how to fix Diablo 4. You can go back and watch that on the channel.
Well, Sam, it's interesting that you mentioned, making it longer and longer to do things and trying to keep you keep you engaged. Considering that this is a AAA game, my number 3 wasn't a AAA game, but I think probably started all of it.
AAA game? Oh no.
The Simpsons Tapped Out.
Oh, okay.
Not the only one with mobile game on my list.
The Simpsons Tapped Out is just such a scourge. I did play it when it came out. I played it when it came out because I'm like, oh, this is cool, and you're building your own town, and there's little bits of story to get you to follow through. And then it gets to a point where you cannot do stuff unless you are paying money. And like this was absolutely the fall of the fall of mobile games being you just paid upfront and you got a game. After this came out, it was all about, well, let's continually monetize it. Simpsons Tapped Out, it came out like 10 years ago, and it's still making hand over fist money. It's still making hand over fist money because it's going off an established brand, and it's clearly teaching other people what to do as well. Like, you know, Activision, Blizzard, King, Microsoft, Target, Walmart.
Hey, there's a reason they got King in their name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, look, for considering it's free to play, once you once you do any purchase, Simpsons Tapped Out, it's just microtransactions for the sake of nothing. You're not getting any more gameplay. You just get, oh, it's a bit faster.
Yeah, you're skipping the wait times, the build times.
Yeah. It's not pay to win. It's pay to play.
Pay to play, yeah.
But it's not even play. It's pay to look
wait.
at a picture of Springfield, and there are some people walking around. Oh, I know him. It's corporate interests playing off your nostalgia.
So if you're going to do that, you might as well be playing a game where what you're paying for is something that has jiggle physics, and like is
but like shit like that, they make so much money off that, and then Fox goes, well, we don't need to pay for another hit and run.
This is why we've got a fucking streaming channel dedicated to playing old games. Back when games were games, you know.
But like, you know, hit and run, Simpsons Hit and Run. We're not going to get a remake of that because they're making so much money of this. They're like, why would we bother paying money for that when we just have a couple of fucking probably AI generated art by this stage?
If you're interested,
5 fingers.
If you're interested in a cool YouTube series, there's someone that has remade Hit and Run on a modern platform. They haven't released it because of copyright reasons, but like there's a whole YouTube series where they've gone and remade it. I know that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yep. And just shows that like if one person could do that, like obviously,
yeah.
But the thing is,
fucking person.
If they spend $5,000, if they spend like let's say $1 million remaking Hit and Run or making a new Hit and Run, they'll look at that and go, well, we might make $5 million. But if they spend $1 million in a new Tapped Out or something, or a live service game, they go, well, we could make $500 million from that.
Yeah. And
they'll never spend the $5. Yeah.
Talking about Warner Brothers before, the Acme movie, the Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, that they're just not releasing. They're just going, we've got all this money, but it's just being shut down. Like, it's just, there's no creative process. It's pure dollars.
Because they can write it off as tax as well.
Yeah, which is just burn everything.
Take us back, baby. Take us back to the good old days.
I mean, I think there's just as many good games as there was back then. But the problem is, overall,
there's just so much
exponentially more games in total. That it's a smaller portion, but there's the same amount of games. But you know,
that's right. You gotta really look for the diamonds.
Gotta go digging
now. Yep.
Down them steam mines.
Number 2. All right. So our number 2. So we're talking about worst gaming purchases ever.
Diablo again.
Let's just imagine for a second, right? Let's imagine for a second that it's 1980 and you're sitting in front of your old CRT
Let me get
TV.
my
You got the wood finish, you got the brown leather couch, the shag pile carpet, and you're sitting in front of your TV, you're playing your Atari 2600, right? And you're going at it on Frogger. Fucking love Frogger, right? You've been at it for 6 hours now on Frogger in front of this TV, squinting. And the palms are getting blistered. The palms are getting sore. your hands are starting to cramp up and hurt. It's like, this joystick, just holding onto this Atari joystick for 6 hours, playing Frogger. It's killing me. I wish there was a device that I could spend money on to remove this inconvenience out of my life. Well, you, if you were doing this back then, would have been well catered for, because you could spend your hard-earned cash on the Atari Stick Station.
What the fuck?
Yes, this is a real thing. It's a plank of wood. It's a piece of fucking wood. It's literally a piece of wood with Atari branding on it. Are you fucking joking me? That you could just stick your joystick into. Oh,
what
God.
a saving! You mean I don't have to go and find my own plank of wood?
No, you don't have to go and find your own plank of wood and stick the joystick to it. You can buy a plank of wood and stick the joystick on it. I thought this was bollocks when I was researching this list. I thought, I'm going to go looking for some real weird shit. Nothing I found even came close to the Atari Stick Station. This is unbelievable.
In its defense, it's forward compatible.
There are some joysticks out there that I think would give it a bit of a run for money.
Oh my God. Look at it. It's a piece of wood. I don't know how much this thing cost back then.
Look at the finish.
Just the balls. The balls to charge people for a piece of wood to put your joystick on is just unreal, I think. Anyway, that was my number 2. As soon as I found it, I was like, bam, on the list. Unreal.
The accessory was sold for $14.95.
Wow, okay. That's not bad.
That for inflation.
It'd be like $50.
How much would that have been then?
Hang on. So that's what, like 1923 that came out?
I think
1980. Okay, sorry.
I think it was around 1980. Although Atari
okay, to be clear, I would pay that for a piece of wood now. I'd be like, oh yeah, look, if it's got a notch in it, that's the right size.
$56.
How much?
$56.
$56 for a piece of wood that you can slap your joystick on.
So for context,
like
money
well spent.
A DualSense would be what, $70 at the moment? Like for context, like that's not
Something
far
like
off
that.
A controller for the wood.
Yeah. For a piece of
like a modern controller.
Literally, like quite literally, I've got to be clear on this, a plank of wood. There's no electrics in this. There's no extra bits and bobs. It's literally
no
a
Bluetooth,
plank of wood.
There's no force
Tell you what,
feedback.
the battery life is fucking phenomenal on it.
Imagine shipping these fucking things around and how much that would have cost in like just weight. Unbelievable. Anyway, my number 2.
Like, the shipping costs are killing us. We're gonna make this money back.
You can just go to Bunnings and get them to cut it to size, right? And get it for like,
that's
a couple of bucks.
That's it.
Crazy.
The Atari Stick Station, ladies and gentlemen. Go and get yours now. A relic.
All right. So number 2.
Number 2.
The coveted high end of this.
See, I've got the jovial picks, and then Sam's got like the hard hitting. This is what's wrong with the industry picks. Hey, there we go.
It's Star Citizen. Like holy shit. Like
what else can you say?
Yeah. Sam, can you just cut to my window just for a second there, Sam? $600 million. A year ago, $600 million.
Oh my God.
If you ever want to have fun, go and look at how people defend it. Like, go and look at the Star Citizen Reddit or something, or like, look at the comments of like articles for places that have reported on Star Citizen. Like, I was there back in those heady Kickstarter days when like there was like a year or two where it was actually kind of exciting to look in Kickstarter and browse like what projects were coming up. And there have been some great games that have come out of Kickstarter, right? Don't get me wrong. Like Divinity Original Sin, absolute banger.
Oh yeah,
more or less is what led us to Baldur's Gate 3 in the last year. Like there have been stuff that has been genuinely great coming out of that. Shantae and the Half Genie Hero, another fantastic series. It sort of brought back a renaissance of Shantae games. Like brilliant, fantastic. A lot of duds, a lot of shit, fine, whatever. Like like normal games, right? You got mostly shit, a few great ones that make it all worthwhile. Star Citizen though is just, I technically have an account with Star Citizen, right? I didn't pay for it. I didn't spend any money on it, but I bought a graphics card. I think it was the R9 290 Radeon. That is 2 graphics cards ago, right? I've had a GTX 1080 since about 2014-ish, I think. And then I upgraded last year to a 4070. That is how long ago I got a fucking graphics card that technically came with 3 free games that I could pick out of a list. And I thought, I'll pick... I don't really care about any of these games, right? I haven't played any of them. The other 2 was Beyond Two Souls, and the third one I forget, and I just don't care about them. So the third one, I'll pick Star Citizen. Why not? It might be a laugh. I'll have access. I'll have a ship, whatever. It never got redeemed properly to my account. I sent in a support request. They never fixed it. I don't care about it anymore. I'm not really salty about that. That's not why it's on the list. But to me, it's just indicative of like just how bad it is as a game. Like it was a free game list add-on for a graphics card that is 2 generations old. Well, probably 3 generations old at this point.
To really put into clarity how bad a purchase this is and how much of a fucking scam this game is, fucking sue me, Chris Roberts. I don't give a fuck. The original Kickstarter in 2012 asked for $500,000. So he was saying, in 2012, I can make Star Citizen for $500,000. He got $2 million. Like that figure before, $600 million.
It's unbelievable. Like
that's more than a
like
GDP
I said
of countries. What are you doing with that money apart from hookers and blow?
Go and read the wiki on Star Citizen. It is unreal. It is just, it's unbelievable. It's literally unbelievable.
There's a lot of Kickstarter stuff that could have been on this list.
If you think you can defend Star Citizen for the love of Christ, do it.
Do it.
And please
let us know.
See a specialist.
It's just one of those many things, you know.
Your family,
the IT crowd, Harry Potter, Freelancer, all these Minecraft, all these games and media that the original creators' names are lost to time. We don't know who made them.
Was that your number 2 as well, Dom?
That was my number 2 as well.
Holy shit!
That's why I had that picture queued.
Yeah. 3-way crossover. Oh my god, that's wild.
Oh, Star Citizen is such. It is such like.
It is. When you think of like
rip off,
because the worst gaming purchases. So when you purchase, the idea of commerce is you exchange money for goods and services. There's no good or service here. It's just money.
It's just sending over money.
There's an alpha. Dear. There's an alpha. There's an alpha you can test it. You can look at your ships in a hangar. What are you talking about? There's a service. Sure, it might feel like you're giving them a blowjob, but it's fine. It's still, you know.
Oh my god. Oh, Star Citizen. What a saga. Unbelievable. Should we go to our number 1, fellas?
Bring it home. Bring it home, Jamie.
Number 1, bring it home. I fucking can't do this anymore. I'm not joking. Hang on. Fucking hell. My back's killing me. All right.
Best purchase ever.
That is luxury. Brilliant. All right. Number 1. My number 1's a crossover that's already been mentioned by Sam. And it was one of the first things I thought of right after Star Citizen. And that is, of course, you can't talk about a worst
Stadia
gaming purchases list without Google Stadia. I won't spend any time on it because we've already talked about it quite at length. But everything Sam said, absolutely spot on. And I guess it's almost like a blessing in disguise that it wasn't released. It wasn't released here, really, because it would have been an atrocious experience here.
If this was released here, you can guarantee it would have been bundled with like Telstra and Optus in a mobile phone plan or something like
100%.
that. People would still be paying for it in their phone plan.
Yeah, you'd be getting it, you know, and then you'd be trying to use it, and it would just not work even remotely here. Well,
it is meant to work remotely. That's the whole point. It's a remote service.
Number 1, first thing I thought of, it went straight to number 1, Google Stadia.
This was also the first thing I thought of. Had to be number 1 on the list. Another Kickstarter. It is housing.
Oh my god!
Shroud of the Avatar, and obviously Shroud of the Avatar as a whole as well.
Yes.
So fun fact.
Tell the story, Sam.
includes a crossover with Star Citizen. At one point, you could buy an airship that included I think it included a ship in Star Citizen as well, but it gave you an airship that you could put on a block of land. Anyway, this is a game that completely robbed me of any curiosity about whether or not Richard Garriott is a good game developer. My current position is Richard Garriott is simply a person that was able to best take advantage of a very nascent gaming industry and turn his dog shit DM fantasies into games, and was first to market and became iconic on that basis. I think that's best demonstrated by the fact that he, another contender for the list, what was it called? That MMO. He went to space in that MMO, Tabula Rasa. He was brought in to try and do Ultima Online again, even though that was mostly thanks to another person whose name is currently eluding me, who was actually responsible for the systems that made it fun. But Richard Garriott, in 2011, I think it was, he announced that he had something to announce. An announcement of announcement, LordBritishPresents.com, which had me get one of my good friends who's a massive Ultima fan. Like, one of his childhood favorite games is like Ultima 7. And we, with bated breath, watched this countdown for the great announcement, and it was announcing the spiritual successor to Ultima, which he doesn't own the rights to anymore because it's with EA, but it was Shroud of the Avatar, which Avatar is the name of the character from Ultima Online, making it a very clear this is Ultima Online 2. The game sold houses for real money. Divvied that up into 2 transactions. You had to buy the lot, and you had to buy the actual house itself. So you could buy the piece of land for some amount of money, and then you had to buy the thing you put on the land to make the land do anything.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life.
And I got a bit lost in the sauce on this one. I think I ended up buying one of those row homes that was on here. Not that one particular. That's a greenhouse row house, because that is 3 pieces of property that could be owned by 3 different people that put their houses on it. It doesn't come with land, so you can't grow anything. So they released a fucking row house with a greenhouse on the top. Have you ever seen anything like that in real life? I haven't. But that was so you could do farming in these dog shit things. And they tried to say that this was going to create an economy, there's going to be value to land, it's going to exist in the world, it's not instanced. And then the motherfuckers went and they actually, true story, they sold towns to players. So I, as a player, could spend $2,000 or whatever the fuck it was for an entire town full of lots, and then invite players to move into my town. So many people did that, there wasn't enough room on the overworld map that they then started doing nested towns. So there were towns that when you went to enter it, you would select from a list of other towns, and your town might be in that list because there was not enough space. And then in that town, people had to buy lots to access the lots that were in your town that you paid for, so they could put down the houses that they paid for on the land they paid for in your town that you paid for. Holy shit. It is a
and down the
mess.
rabbit hole.
And like what's really frustrating is, like, there was a period between the Kickstarter and the game actually revealing itself what it was, where it was very optimistic, very exciting, very engaging. And like, I was like really looking forward to what this game was promising to be. I remember explicitly the promise was, this game is not about grinding, it's about consequences and actions, it's about what you choose to do. Now, let's hone in on that one aspect. This game will not be about grinding. The game is only about grinding. You have to grind experience so that then you can grind skills that move that experience from killing enemies into skill points for the skills you're using to level up those skill points. And it got to the point where people were earning 1 million points of experience per hour, selling that as a service for real money. And you could do that infinitely because there was no level cap, there was no skill cap, and it slowed down over time exponentially. And they were like, it's a soft cap, so people will not be incentivized to level up anymore because it will take too long. They haven't met gamers. There is no grind that is too great for the unwashed masses. Add on to that the socially inept fans of Ultima, who are in their 50s at this point, 60s at this point, who are divorced, have no family or loved ones left that talk to them because of their fucking fantasies, and you have the most distraught, unwell community of people who got absolutely roasted by these charlatans for real money. And it is... There's a video on my other channel of me burning the collector's edition.
In Garrett's defense, he clearly is a visionary because he's clearly come up with NFTs before NFTs were a thing.
Well, this is the thing. Like, a lot of his ideas for Shroud of the Avatar came from the fact in the 90s, people were selling Ultima plots, like plots of land in Ultima Online, on eBay. They were selling items on eBay. And his thought back then was, I need to get in on this. And that's basically why...
Why aren't I getting a cut?
There was a game before this that they tried to do on Facebook. They tried to do a fucking Facebook game called Ultimate Collector, where you basically just collect things in an inventory. And, like, that's the game. And then they turned it into, hey, this needs to be, you know, let's milk the Ultima franchise, the Ultima fan base. We'll call it Avatar something, and then we'll sell these people this dumb shit stuff. We'll make it limited, so then they'll sell it between each other and they'll think it's worth money, so they'll buy the next stuff we release. I'm going on too much. They stamp Christmas items with the year.
Get them, Sam!
They stamp Christmas items with the year. So there'd be Christmas 2015. So that's rare now. That's a collectible. You'll be able to sell that for money next year on the market. And motherfucker, I got someone. I fucking got someone. Because I sold my plot out for the money I put into that fucking game, and someone else can deal with that shit. And what's really funny is I logged in randomly because I was making some content around this game and just roasting it because it was so dog shit. And I logged in randomly, and somehow I got given a free fucking plot of land. So any dumbass had bought it up to that point.
First hit's free, Sammy.
They started giving shit out. Well, yeah, no, Gary, it's a hack. They sold the company to one of the developers, Chris Spears, who was one of the original developers already. But because they sold it to him, who worked for them, they then basically shed themselves of all their fiscal responsibilities to their investors, which included players. Because not only did they do Kickstarter, they did seed invest. So they gave players the opportunity to actually invest in the company as a proper investment opportunity, which was meant to pay dividends. If you did that, you got a golden row house. So the row house I had on before, they gave that a gold pallet swap for the $10,000 that people invested.
Well, I'm sold.
But because Portalarium was like, oh, sorry, guys, we're out of money. We're going to sell it to Catnip, which is just this guy here that's been working for us. And all of our fiscal responsibilities are now gone. The game's still chugging along. They're still doing updates. They still seem to think I want to see their emails. They did a polish pass recently. They added some items to the store recently, which is fantastic. And I think there was a dance party that they had in one of the towns. Nice. So, you know, check it out.
So I think
it's Club Penguin.
Yeah. Garriott, did you know Garriott went on to consult, or not work, but do a consulting gig at Blizzard?
Is that why Blizzard's dog shit too?
No, I just made that up. But you can imagine it though, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, the last thing I saw from Garriott specifically was that they announced, and this is after Shroud of the Avatar, this is after it burnt and they were gone. They announced was it Kingdom of Iron or something, an NFT game. And they put up a website. There was all this like stocks assets that clearly wasn't the actual game, but their plan was to be like, we're going to get in on NFTs, and clearly that's gone. Even Shroud of the Avatar, their plan eventually was to try and get play to earn involved, and there was going to be a coin offering where you could buy this crypto that like you could earn by playing the game, and it would translate between. Oh, man, I hate Richard Garriott so much.
But what do you think of Shroud of the Avatar?
It's horrible. It's so bad. Like I've done content on how bad it is. Okay. Like I've done videos. It is just.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Oh my god,
we appreciate it. God damn! Follow that, Dom. What do you got?
All right,
not fucking around on number ones.
That's it. Jesus Christ! Talk about Hitler again, Dom. Quick.
Look, honorable mention for my top one worst gaming purchase.
Number two.
No, well, like this is a bit too far to be like considered a purchase that normal people can make. But my honorable mention,
a challenge,
is Microsoft buying Activision.
Did you just slip this in here after Sam made this joke at the start of the fucking list?
No, my actual number one is this fucking game.
Oh my fucking god! I love you, Dominic.
I have unfortunately played this goddamn game.
Was this related to you?
Jesus.
Okay, so can I ask some questions before you get into it? Because I'm just very curious. Are you laughing, Jamie, because you know about this game because of your child?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Okay, and Dom, I'm assuming you know about this game again because of your child, right? Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to check.
So the only reason that this game is as big as it is because of bullshit people on YouTube playing it and going, they're paying people to play it on YouTube or giving free codes, and then young kids watch it and they want to play it and they bug their parents to buy it, and so the parents, loving them, go, hey, I want you to get into gaming, I want you to really enjoy this, so buy it for them. And it's just fucking garbage. It is like early 1990s level of video gaming. The whole,
not even that,
it's difficult, not because the game is difficult, it's difficult because it's poorly made.
This is engineered popularity.
Yeah, like if this was 5 years ago, my answer would have been Brick Rigs,
right?
Which was like, my son loved that. I bought it for him once, and it's abandonware now. They didn't keep updating it, but he's like, oh no, but I saw they could do this on YouTube and this, and like he just wants to do what his favorite YouTube people are doing. There was a section where he could not get through, and I tried to take over for him. Mind you, this is like absolutely designed for and marketed to late kids, early teens. I couldn't play the fucking thing because it's so floaty and so shittily controlled and runs like garbage. I have a chunky PC. I played Pacific Drive on ultra settings. It looks gorgeous. It runs like Gartner Banban runs like dog shit on my computer. So my number one.
That's the part of the zaniness, Dom.
That's
number one. That's the wackiness, man.
My number one worst gaming purchase is Gartner Banban, or any other game that is similar, that it's just purchased popularity.
That is amazing, Dom. That is brilliant. You fucking win. That's incredible. I can't believe I didn't think of this. Well done. How much does it cost?
Oh, fuck. Not expensive.
Do we even know?
Not expensive, but it's still
5 chapters, I think. I think there's either 4 or 5 chapters.
Oh, no. So one of them is a secret chapter that they never released. No, they didn't. Again, they just had one number that they skipped so they could get kids going, ooh.
This is like,
they're fishing off the game theory audience.
Yeah. Yes.
So, like, it's the mascot horror where there's a lot of games that actually have used this tactic genuinely to try and coax Matt Pat into, bless his soul, covering their game and trying to figure out their secret lore and stuff.
Rest in peace, Matt Pat.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it after Matt Pat's gone. I watched it because of Matt Pat.
Gartner Banban 2 is $8, but that's $8 that could have been spent on a good game.
It's an afternoon of work to put it together by whoever put it together.
Yeah, and this
and
is
you can be playing Poppy's Playtime, or Bendy and the Ink Machine, or Hello Neighbor.
Poppy's Playtime's just as bad.
I think it's a little bit better than Gartner Banban.
Shut up.
Like, at least Poppy's Playtime actually has a little bit of mechanical depth to
it. It is a bit better, I guess, but fucking hell. I mean,
hey, they're worth it just to watch the Markiplier videos. They're pretty fun to watch.
Dog turd.
But that's mostly
this really is like an example of like the term influencer, isn't it? Like, that's why this exists. That's why this is popular. That's why it's making $1 billion, is because, children are being manipulated into desiring a product because
10 years ago you would have videos of like Gmod and that kind of thing, but Gmod's fine because that's at least like fully fledged. It's a bit of a sandbox. Gartner Banban is just like shit.
Liquid diarrhea.
Hey, 10 years ago we had, again, a contender for mine. We had Ninja Bread Man. So don't talk to me as if we didn't have Gartner Banban back in the day. You can go all the way back to fucking ET on the Atari. Like, these things are not new. They're not novel. They're not because of YouTube. YouTube is just the current vector that they come through.
It is, but it's a hell of a vector. You got to admit. Come on, man.
NES games were famous
is at least trading off it already popular. This is just.
That's even worse, though. Like,
no, but this is at least this is just copying a style and then manipulating the system to make it popular. That's different from being like a video game, a movie tie-in or something.
It's different from taking an IP and using that to manipulate people into thinking it's good, even though it's shovelware, because they're just trying to make money off the Christmas rush by using the ET name and then spending 4 weeks in development. And NES was famous for this dog shit as well. Remember when anything that was like a movie time was automatically a bad game because it was just trying to cash in on the
That
cachet?
reminds me, I might try and play ET on the channel. Actually, I didn't think about that. That's good.
I don't know if it's worth it, man.
I might do it.
That's why you got to make sure it's
a short stream.
Great.
Yeah. The seal of quality, fantastic.
Oh, way to close it out, Dom. Well done. That's it. Done and dusted. That's our top 10 worst gaming purchases anyone could ever possibly hope to make. If you made it this far and you're still with us, thanks so much for hanging out. We really appreciate it. And make sure, if you are still around, leave a comment down below with what you think is the worst gaming purchase. Have you made one of these purchases that we've talked about, or do you have another purchase that you think should have been on this particular list? We'd certainly like to read all about them.
Safe space. Admit your sins before us. It's a confession.
Exactly. Yep. Look, I showed and told a bunch of mine. Like you were in a welcoming space. Exactly. We're going to go ahead and get out of here because it is quite late here and we're going for a while. So thank you once again. Take it easy. We'll see you next time, and make sure you keep on side scrolling. Bye bye.